Pete was striding confidently down the street when suddenly a stranger slipped a steel cable around his neck and snatched the briefcase worth $200 million from his hands. But Pete didn't chase after him because the steel cable around his neck was constantly tightening. Pete strained with all his might to pull it loose, but as the motor kept spinning, his fingers were eventually severed. In less than a minute, Peter's head fell off. The reason Peter met such a gruesome end was because he had befriended Jack, the most powerful drug lord lawyer in the United States. In the United States, there was no case Jack couldn't win. If he played his cards right, he could even send a judge to prison. As a result, countless corrupt officials and drug lords paid him to help them, and he made a fortune living in a villa, driving a luxury car, and pursuing his dream woman, wearing a diamond ring the size of a pigeon's egg every day. But even so, Jack felt that making money through lawsuits was too slow, and it was better to commit crimes directly. After all, the quickest ways to make money are written in the law. So he immediately approached his old client, David. Jack expressed his desire to join David in the Mexican flower business, which made David very happy. With Jack on board, David's criminal activities would be risk-free. David immediately had Jack meet the middleman, Peter. Upon meeting, Peter immediately introduced him to a major deal with a profit of 200 million yuan, which could be easily earned in just 1 week. Jack was thrilled upon hearing this. With just a few deals, he could easily become the world's richest man. However, what he didn't know was that this newly formed trio had already caught the attention of David's girlfriend, Amy. Amy's goal in getting close to David was to steal the shipment. Meanwhile, the Mexican drug lord was loading the goods into iron drums and then dumping them into a truck filled with sewage, successfully transporting them into the United States and parking the truck at a scrapyard. They then installed a tracking device on the truck and had Ghostfire deliver the signal receiver to Pete. This way, the trio could retrieve the cargo using the receiver. However, Amy had already hired assassins to track Ghostfire and had laid a steel wire on their inevitable path, waiting for Ghostfire to walk into the trap. After obtaining the signal receiver, the hitman quickly located the truckload of flour. However, unexpectedly, the truck was intercepted by the police shortly after departing, but the hitman immediately noticed something amiss with the police, so he instructed his accomplice in the passenger seat to secretly exit the vehicle. When the hitman started the truck to divert the fake police's attention, the accomplice immediately fired shots. The surviving fake police officers immediately took cover in the bushes and began firing wildly. The two killers were quickly overwhelmed by the gunfire and met their end.